When I was recovering from my midfoot fusion surgery and bone graft on my right foot, which I had on July 30th, 2024, the first 3 months were crucial in making sure that my foot was going to recover as well as possible. I was doing the following things during my recovery. The first 8 weeks or so, I was keeping my foot elevated as much as possible. I had quite a bit of swelling, especially during the first 4 weeks after surgery, but even after that, the swelling would come back if I had my foot down for more than about 10 minutes at a time. In addition to the swelling I had in my foot and ankle, I had quite a bit of lower leg swelling all the way up to my knee as well. I was told that since my swelling was even and I had no discoloration, that it was fine. I sent pictures to my doctor to make sure that it was okay since I was nervous of blood clots, and they told me to look out for any uneven swelling or redness. Because of the level of pain I was having the first couple of weeks, I didn't really want to have to move, but I was sure to still do it anyway every hour and to fidget anyhow because I really wanted to make sure to avoid getting a blood clot, is that it was very important to do since I was non-weight bearing during those first 7 weeks after my surgery. At the beginning I had an elevation pillow, which I would sometimes switch out with 2 pillows that I would stack on top of each other when I wanted something lower while I was sleeping. I think I stopped using that maybe about a month out after the surgery. The walking boot would also get very uncomfortable and my foot would get very stiff, and so before I started physical therapy, I would have the boot off as much as I could when I wasn't moving around, and I would gently stretch my ankle and foot so that it wouldn't get as stiff. I was very careful not to do anything that was painful for my foot, and I also made sure to check with the doctor and with my sister who works as a nurse to make sure that what I was doing with my foot was safe. I had a really difficult time using the crutches and the stairs during the time that I was completely non-weight bearing before I figured out how to sit at the top of the stairs and slide down, and before we got the iWalk to help me go up the stairs. And there were a few times that I slipped in the stairs and accidentally put some weight on my foot. It was pretty painful for a couple hours each time it happened, and I was really nervous I had messed something up in my foot. But when I got the initial post-op x-rays, the surgical team was actually surprised with how well my foot was healing, so everything was okay. My support system, as I have mentioned in several of my videos, has been a crucial part of my recovery. Without my husband, sisters, parents, and friends, I honestly don't know if this surgery would have even been feasible. I definitely needed it. Before the surgery, I had lost all feeling except for intense pain all the way up to my knee, so I definitely needed it, but since it's my driving foot, I just don't know how I would have managed if I didn't have them after the surgery. So I very much appreciate and love the fact that I have had so many people around to help me out. Attending physical therapy has also been a huge part of my recovery, and I started it not too long after I was permitted to be weight bearing. I began with range of motion exercises because my scars did not fully close until nearly 2.5 months after my surgery, and I started strengthening when the scar closed. Thankfully, one of my sisters works as a nurse and a wound care specialist, and she was able to help me figure out how to get the wound on my foot to close and form a nice scar. It is very well healed now, and I was very lucky to have my sister working with me to help me figure out what to do because it was being very, very slow to heal. Originally, it was estimated that I would be out of the walking boot and driving the last week of October, but my bones took a little longer to fuse than predicted. However, my scans on October 31st showed enough fusion of the bones for me to start working on progressing out of the boot during physical therapy sessions, so I will be working on transitioning to sneakers and working on walking without a limp with the physical therapist. Although it has not been an easy process by any means, I have been making enormous progress since my surgery, thanks to all of the people who have been helping me out, and I am so excited to see where I am going to be in another few months.